one mistake that every single live streamer makes and YouTuber and creator makes, because we've seen so many creators 99% fail, and the 1% that succeed are avoiding this mistake. We're starting out today with Papa Jake, formerly known as Team Epiphany. And as you can see, they have 6.79 million subscribers. Hey guys, they made it. They're doing really well. Man, it must have been so easy for them to get there. Well, it turns out that's not actually the case. This channel used to be called something different. It was called Team Epiphany, and they used to upload 5+ years ago completely different videos than they upload today. Today they're doing box fort videos and stunts and pranks and interesting bits on their channel, and they're getting millions of views per video, hundreds of thousands of views per video over time. But before, this used to be just a regular run-of-the-mill gaming channel.
So he went from trying to do Counter-Strike to making cardboard box forts, and he blew the hell up. And it's because he followed the traction. He followed what was working, and also he really loved to do this stuff, and you could tell, and that's also why he blew up. He had these creative ideas. Look, he's still doing box fort videos. Actually, this is one from 3 years ago that has 11 million views. So
billionaire box fort. I love that.
But he found a niche. He carved out his niche. Instead of doing what everybody else was doing, he did something new, innovative, that he was having fun with, and it blew him up as a creator.
Let's talk about this a little bit more. Let's talk about what was the mistake that they avoided. So a lot of folks, I talked to them at PAX East, and they were with all of their buddies. They were with Typical Gamer, and they were with this whole crew of creators that were getting millions of views per video back in 2013 when we were hosting them at that event. They were struggling. They were the one person in that group of creators that was struggling, that was getting 1/10 of the views of all their buddies. And they were doing Counter-Strike videos and Grand Theft Auto videos, and they were doing everything quote unquote right. It just wasn't catching fire. And so the mistake that they avoided is they didn't give up. They didn't decide, because I'm not as successful as everyone else, because I'm not hitting the numbers that everyone else is, they didn't decide to stop. Instead, they decided to innovate. They decided to test new content. They used the 80-20 rule, actually, where they constantly tested new topics, and they constantly threw in new topics from time to time on their channel to eventually discover this niche of box forts that ended up blowing up their channel and making them hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe over $1 million over the course of the last few years. But because they didn't stop, because they didn't see the initial traction that they wanted, they eventually ended up making it. And this is a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 year long timeline to actually achieve this sort of thing. Ross, you were the one that wanted to bring up this topic today. Folks that do this, that have this perseverance, what do you think really goes into the mindset here and really drives them behind all of this to push through when they're not getting the results that they want?
Passion is what my answer is. And going back to what you said earlier, comparison is the thief of joy. I think I've said that before on this podcast. If you compare what you're doing as a streamer to somebody else, or rather compare your success to someone who's more successful, which we all tend to do, that does nothing good for you whatsoever. That's going to drag you down, and it could even potentially just crush your career. So passion would be my answer for why you keep going, even though you continuously, quote unquote, fail. You can redefine fail however you want. Having that passion, having the long-term goal set, I believe that's what keeps everybody moving forward.